Okay, I want to welcome everybody. It's September the 17th, 2021, and want to welcome everybody here. We've got one visitor tonight, Barry Olikala. How do you say your last name, Barry? Oh, you're muted.
It's Olikala. It's a Finnish
Olikala.
name, Finland.
Okay,
Finland. That's a good place.
And he is originally from Massachusetts, has been down here to Tampa and just getting back into photography. So we didn't ask you the question. So what kind of photography have you been doing?
I like to do cityscapes. Tampa has a great place to take city pictures from lots of different places around the city. At the Gulf of Mexico, I like to do birding photography. Of course, the Gulf sunsets, gorgeous sunsets like the one behind me in the photo. And then I'll do a lot of railroad photography.
Okay, awesome. Well, we
railroad photography.
Railroads.
That's a new one.
He has a thing for trains.
Yeah, I've just discovered a very big community for this.
Yeah.
That is just south of us.
Yeah, there's a lot of people out there that really, really like trains.
Wasn't Tampa founded on trains? No.
What did you
Tampa,
say?
wasn't Tampa founded on trains? I mean, it wasn't a train city.
It was, yes, it was started.
At one time, yeah.
Yeah.
When the flaglers and plants were big time people, this was their winter retreat.
Right. You know, a lot of people discount what I say, but even though I may joke, I'm telling the truth.
You know, this is all thanks to Cedar Key, because they had another train that had a monopoly there, and they refused to let the folks we just talked about take a train to that area, so they decided to come to Tampa instead.
Oh,
and so goes. So you see what happened to Cedar Key.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right, guys.
Not worth the trip, I can tell you.
I got a bunch of announcements tonight, so let's get started. Number one, we have an election coming up. This is we have election every other year. I sent out an email earlier this week. Hopefully y'all got it. The election is going to be not on it. We normally have it a technical night, but we have a special speaker. We have got Colleen talking next month. So this month. So we decided to move it to the competition night next month. So it'll be on October the 15th. And we also, because of the change in, the club is evolving, we're changing how we're doing things with everything being online. So we've kind of revamped the slate of officers. And so we're looking, we need nominations for president, vice president, secretary, treasurer, membership director, marketing director, education director. We've added a new thing called club outings director. So somebody who's in charge of organizing our outings, since we're doing more of those. And then we're going to have 2 directors at large. So basically those folks are they're directors, they have a vote, but they're kind of, they're the guys that float around and help with other things. So that's kind of what we're looking for. We need the nominations by 10 p.m. on October the 12th, so I can create the polls. Zoom has a poll app that you can actually use for elections. It's all anonymous, and then I can actually show the results once everybody's voted. So we're going to use that. It works pretty quickly, but I want to set them all up ahead of time. I can add a last minute nomination if I have to, but I prefer not to have to do that, so we can get it done and get into our competition, our critique time. So if you're interested at all in doing this, you can send me a chat, or you can send me an email. You can send the email to mytbcc.com, or you can nominate somebody else if you know of anybody else. And we want our folks to be, some of our folks want to return, others do not. So we want to have, the benefits of, somebody who wants to help and work with the club and do, work on our purpose of the club, which is education, photography education. So if anybody's interested, please let me know. Number 2, our next outing is on Saturday, the October the 16th, which is the day after this meeting, which will be from 10 to noonish. and we're going to be going to the Tampa Bay Auto Museum, which is in Pinellas County or Pinellas Park.
Great.
They have a very large, it's in a big warehouse type place. It's air conditioned, but it's big, so you can spread out. And our assignment for November is autos, trucks, and motorcycles. So we can use this as a place to shoot for our upcoming thing in November, our assignment in November. So I will be putting more information about this on the website. So if, once I have that, I don't think we need to sign up, but we can get a discount if we have 12 or more. So it's normally $12, $10 for seniors over 62, I believe it was, and then $8 if we have per person, if we have a group of 12 or more. I'm going to let them know we're coming. So with whatever group we have, they'll know we're going to be there. You do have to wear a mask the whole time you're in there. But like I said, it's pretty big and you can spread out all over the place. There are cars that are somewhat close together, but there are also some where you can get fairly good side views or even at an angle. And there's a lot of cool up close things you can get, lights and hood ornaments and stuff like that. So it's inside. So it's, even though if it'll be still hot in October, we won't be out in the hot sun. So that is our next outing. Number 3, our annual holiday party. I want to make sure that everybody has it on their calendar. That's going to be on December the 12th, which is a Sunday, at 1 to 4 p.m. from 1 to 4 p.m. at Felipe Park, the same place we had it last year. That worked out really well. And I believe Lewin has already rented the pavilion that we had last year. So it was nice and big and it was close to the restroom and it had a big parking lot next to it. So it's a great place to have an outing. And it's basically same as normal. We're going to have, food sign up, which we'll be putting up probably closer towards the end of the year. We will have our modified push pin display. And for anybody that's new, what we do with that is this is the only time we bring a print. One print has to be at least 8 by 10. And we hang them up we have put up a rope and we have clothespins and we hang them up and it's not a competition. It's you bring a picture that you have a story about. And so each person who brings a picture gets up there and talks about the image and the story that is behind the image. So it's more of a fun kind of display rather than a competition. The other thing that we're going to we're adding this year, with the expense of all the speakers we're bringing in, we're going to continue doing that next year because everybody seems to like it. We're trying to have a fundraiser. And so we got some equipment donated to us by Alan. He's around in here somewhere. And there he is. And we decided to go ahead and add to what Alan submitted and have a silent auction at the annual party. So if anybody is interested in donating anything that's, I would say, photography related, even an image that you would like to, think people be interested in, a print or whatever, any kind of photography equipment, anything that you think people might be interested in bidding on. Let's talk to either email myself or Leslie is the other person who's going to be gathering the auction items, and then we'll set those all up on the tables at the pavilion, and everybody can just write down their bids. So we're hoping to make some money doing that. The other way we decided to try to make a little bit more money, and I'm going to share my screen right now. Is where we are. Okay, on our website, if you go into the menu, it's the little thing that says 3 little lines here. That's the menu, takes you to the second page. It has all the information on it. We have added a donation button right here at the top. If you click on that, it takes you to PayPal, and you can put whatever amount you want in there. So no donation is too small, but it's going to help us pay for the educational stuff that we do, including the presentations, because we need, we have to pay these folks, most of them, to talk for us. So that is the latest thing. Okay, let me unshare now.
Hey, Lynn, just wondering, have we gotten any donations so far?
Yes, we have.
Okay, good deal.
Yeah, yes, and everybody who has donated, I thank you very, very much. So keep it up. Okay, assignments for the next for the rest of the year. This month obviously is a rainy day. October is capturing motion, which we had our technical night last month, and anybody that missed it, that was one that we recorded. So you can go back onto the website and go to the technical night for last month, and you will get that. You want to watch that recording if you want to. And Jim did a great video that we shared with everybody about different ways to capture motion.
Here.
Yeah, and then afterwards, Robert and I, Robert answered questions, and I showed another little technique that I use. So if you weren't here for the technical night last month, go ahead and watch that video. It's nice. You can fast forward through all the bad jokes and everything like that. So anyway, and then November, as I mentioned before, the assignment is autos, trucks, and motorcycles. Now, as I've mentioned before, go into the assignment page on the website and read the description so that you're not wasting your time taking an image that our two judges and then our third judge will not, like, or, it doesn't it doesn't comply with the category description. So make sure you read those descriptions. Technical nights, we have 2 left. Obviously in December, all we have is the annual meeting or the annual holiday meeting. So we don't have we don't have a technical night, and we don't have an assignment because we're not doing a competition in December. But for technical nights, this next week on Friday, we have Colleen Minnick, who, if you were here last year, she's a great speaker. She rolls with the punches. She was here when we had the Zoom bombers. So she managed to deal with that. We dealt with that. She didn't get flustered or anything. So she's a great speaker, and she's going to be talking about her subject is in-depth, creating depth in landscaping. And it sounds kind of boring, but with Colleen talking about it, it's going to be good. And then October, we have glass refraction photography with Jerry Jones. And that's something I mentioned before that you can do in your own house with your TV and your camera and some bottles and some water, and you can have a lot of fun with that. So it should be an interesting. I've watched her presentation a couple times, and it's really interesting. So it's something different to do. And then last but not least, I just wanted to mention, make sure you have on your calendar for next year for photo camp, which those of you who are new, that's where we go to someplace where we can camp. And some people camp and some people just come in for the day. And they go in on a Friday night, leave on Sunday morning. And on Saturday, we have a couple of photo walks. And if the weather is okay, we do night photography. If we've got a place that's open where we can do that. So this year we already have booked 5 camping sites at Rainbow Springs, and it's Rainbow Springs State Park, and it's a camping ground that's adjacent to the state park. So that is where we're having, and we'll have more information. That's February the 4th through the 6th of 2022. So put that on your calendar if you're at all interested, and we will have a sign up and everything like that later on. Just wanted to get it on your calendar. Robert, do you have anything to add?
Not at this time.
Okay.
Lynn,
Jim? Yeah,
Lynn,
Jim, do you have anything you want to add?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
For anybody that saw the lighting presentation that I did the other night, and anybody that's interested in seeing that, part 1 and part 2 were pre-recorded. Part 3 was done live broadcast. However, the Zoom recording of that live broadcast is screwed up. So I'm going in the studio tomorrow, and I'm going to re-record what I did the other night live so that all 3 parts can go online for people that missed it and anybody that wants to watch it again. So I'm going to just recreate in studio what we did live in the studio Tuesday night so that can be up there since the Zoom recording is messed up. If anybody is interested in dropping by the studio and lending me a hand with that tomorrow, send me a chat and let me know. I'll buy lunch if anyone wants to hang out in the studio and work on doing a recording on the lighting presentation. Just let
God,
me
if you
know.
could do that on Sunday. Oh man, if you could do that on Sunday.
I'm tied up for something else on Sunday.
Oh man, oh gee.
Sorry.
Jim, is this like lighting for portrait photography?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Yes, it is
Oh
portrait.
man,
Yep.
I would
Yeah, the
love
first
to.
part 1 and part 2 were flash modifiers. Part 3 that we did live the other night, the actual long part of it was portrait lighting done live.
Oh man, gosh. What time?
Probably 10:30 tomorrow. I haven't decided specifically on a time. I got to get it done in the morning tomorrow. Well, first half of the day tomorrow. I'm tied
Sorry,
up on
can't help
Sunday.
you again because I've got something going on tomorrow.
No worries.
Yeah.
And I can do it by myself. I'm just
Yeah.
throwing it out there if anybody wants to pop in the studio and lend a hand. But
I'll
I'll
help you if you want.
already got half my gear up there today that I need, that I took out of there the other day. So
Jim, that was a great class. You did a really good job with it as always. I appreciate the work you put into it and the focus you put into showing us very specific things. And I would come help tomorrow, but I can't. I'm tied up. I would love to help though.
oh,
Otherwise,
thank you.
Jim, I'll help you if you want.
Okay. All right.
Uh,
We'll work it out on the chat later, Leslie, or by text.
Okay,
Christy,
Yeah, I'll buy a pizza for lunch.
sounds good.
Christy, don't give Jim too much credit without giving me something.
okay, Robert. So your jokes have been, well, you haven't said a lot of jokes tonight, but I'll think of something before the night.
Oh, that's bad.
Hey, Jim, did you want to mention the potluck photo thing?
Let me mention that
Sounds
during
like
a break or
no.
something later.
Okay.
I have something. I actually have to duck out of the room here and help my wife with a technical issue while you continue from here for a few minutes.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna
Okay.
start the judging.
One more thing before we start, and this is on a serious note. I just want to make sure that you that it is mentioned that judging is simply a state of opinions. That's all it is.
Yeah.
And that would need you guys to make sure that you know that that this is not the big be all end all, because I'm starting to find that get a feeling that people are starting to shoot toward what they think Jim and I will like, and I don't want you to do that. I really don't. I want you to continue.
No, they
to
should, because what I say is gospel.
So
Okay, Sylvia, you're actually our third judge tonight.
Oh.
Oh.
Thanks for the warning.
How's that for no?
Well, it was supposed to be Sherry, but Sherry hasn't showed up tonight, so it's now moved on to you. So
Okay.
what I need you to do is get into chat and pick out me as the individual person rather than sending it to everybody, and send
Okay.
me a test chat.
Lynn, while she's doing that, do we have to sign up now for the photo camp?
No, not till later.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll put that on the website closer to the end of the year.
And where was this park? I'm sorry, Rainbow State Park?
Rainbow Springs State Park, which is
Nice park. It is. It's really nice.
I
Yeah,
will be
it's a
bringing
nice
a
place.
heater. I will bring a heater this time.
You finding it, Sylvia?
I'm getting there. Hang on.
Just, and leave it open so that you can just keep putting a number in there. What we're going to be looking for is a number that you think is, appropriate between 6.5 and 9. And you can go 7.2 or 8.3 or 7.1, whatever you feel is appropriate.
Okay. Wait, I can't find you. Hang on.
I'm in there somewhere. Reminds me, I need to do this.
Three.
Diana, when you apply for the campsite, the Carrollwood Village has an extra qualification
Uh-oh.
form. So you make sure you fill out that form if you want to be in the Carrollwood Village section, okay?
I want to be next to you for supplies and food.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
All
you're
right,
gonna,
Lori's gonna be there.
you're gonna have to stand in line. I'm sorry.
No. I'm applying now. This is like August. And besides, Lori makes a great breakfast sandwich.
She does.
Did you get it?
I'm gonna bring a hotel reservation with me this time.
Here you go.
Did you get it, Lynn?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So just as you score it, just put this, each score in there and you send it to me and I will put it into the score sheet.
And tell me the range again, 6.5?
6.5 to 9.
Okay.
All right, guys, are we ready to start the competition?
Yep.
We got Jim back. Jim and Robert have already pre-scored it, but we'll kind of speed through it with Sylvia and let everybody see the images and then we'll do the critiques.
Okay, and on my image, I just put a 0 or just don't put anything?
Just put 0. Yep.
Okay.
All right,
That's what Robert always gives me, so no.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen.
My chat went away.
All right, can you see my screen?
Yep.
Okay. Get this out of the way. All right. So this is assigned, and the assignment this month was rainy day. And I'm going to, and this first one is called Getting Deep. Lost my screen again. My chat. Okay, the score is 21. That's an honorable mention for Jim Hagan. Next one is called Huddled in the Rain. Score is, what happened here? Oops, hold on a second. Doesn't work when you put in commas.
Want me to redo mine?
No, I'm good. It's on my end.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to do 3 things at once here and it's hard for me. Score is 22. It's an honorable mention for Diana. Next one is the view from the lanai. Score is 22. That's an honorable mention for Karen Robinson. Next one is Downpour. Score is 22. It's an honorable mention for Jim Hagan. Next one is Into the Stormy Night. Score is 22. It's the honorable mention for Diana. Next one is A Black Crowned Heron in the Rain. Score is 23. That's an award for Steve Zenick. Next one is Rainbows. Score is 23. That's an award for myself. Next one is Raindrops on My Windshield. Score is 22. It's an honorable mention for Lee Brand. Next one is, Raining at Lake. Score is 22. It's an honorable mention for Fong. Next one is A Walk in the Rain. Score is 24. That's an award for Lee Win. Next one is Working Under Rain. Score is 23. That's an award for Lee Win. Next one is Driving in Heavy Summer Rain. Score is 23. That's an award for Lee. Next one is, oh, wait a minute. Rainy Nights and Lights. Score is 23. That's an award for Jim McWilliam. And the last assigned is Too Wet for Ducks. Score Score is 22. That's an honorable mention for Jim McWilliam. Okay, that's the end of the assign. Let's whip on over to general. First one is Carolina Saddlebags.
Mine come through, Lynn?
No.
Yeah, I didn't think so. Hang on. There.
Okay, I got it. Score is 24. That's an award for Steve Zemek. Next one is Walking on Water. Score is 23. That's an award for Jim Hagan. Next one is Red Shoulder in Flight. Score is 24. That's an award for Steve Zemek. Next one is Snowy Day. Score is 24. That's an award for Lee Wynn. Doris, this is what you get to look forward to real soon. Hungry.
Looks like he has his eye on the meat.
Yep.
Salivating for it.
Score is 23. That's an award for Kieran Robinson. Next one is Ghost Rider. Score is 22. It's an honorable mention for Brian. Next one is Lily Pad. Score is 22. That's an honorable mention for Karen. Next one is Water Lily Fire. Score is 23. That's an award for myself. Next one is Light Fountain. Score is 22. It's an honorable mention for Brian. Next one is Harrington Point. Score is 23. It's an award for Lee. Next one is Bright Bridge. Score is 23. That's an award for myself. Next one is on-street parking. Score is 23. That's an award for Sylvia. Hilltop Castle. The score is 23. That's an award for Sylvia. Next one is Waiting the Sun Rising. Score is 22. It's an honorable mention for Fong. Next one is Morning at Atlantic Sea. Score is 22, or excuse me, 23. It's an award for Fong. Next one is Twilight on the Coast. Score is 23. It's an award for Diana. Next one is Gull Landing. Can't read. Score is 23. It's an award for Caesar. And the next one is, Incoming Eagle. Score is 24. It's award for Caesar. And that is everything. So before we start the critiques, would everybody like to take a short break?
Sure.
Okay, let's come back at 7:55. We got 26 people here tonight. That's awesome. We haven't had 26 in a while. I guess people are back to a normal schedule. No more vacationing, huh? Now, Sylvia, I want you to, join in on the critiques tonight,
Okay. I will.
along with everybody else.
Yeah, that's right.
Diana, have you recovered from your week in California?
Yeah, it was interesting. I'm going to be curious. You'll be seeing some photos. We went to Bodie. And one of the problems we ran into was that every national park was closed.
Because of those fires?
Well, yeah, it wasn't that the fires were affecting that area, although we never got to really see the mountains. There was a total haze all over the place. But all the firefighters from that area got sent to to Tahoe and those other places. And so they were afraid to leave the, the parks open in case there was a fire that broke out there.
Great.
Yeah. And so it proved to be challenging. The other thing that I tell you what, God bless somebody whoever taught me about bracketing, because I had to shoot at the worst time of days all the time because we were with other people. And so I think some of the bracketing I did manage to salvage some of the photos. Otherwise, they would have been like completely blown out. I finally had the guts to start looking at my photos today. So you know how it is.
Yeah. Well, when I travel, I do a lot more bracketing than when I'm not traveling.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Just to be on the safe side.
Yeah. Yeah. I figured, one of those would be right. And for some reason, my camera was set on 5 shots. So I got quite a variety.
A lot of stuff.
Yeah. But hey, I'm looking for any suggestions from anybody that has shot sand dunes and those kind of places. I've been going online. I bought the book you suggested, Lynn, but we're leaving for Namibia at the end of the month. And I don't feel prepared at all. And especially the more I read about it, the more I'm terrified I'm going to wreck my equipment with sand. So I think I'm going to put my rain cover on my cameras. Wow.
Yeah, I've never
you
shot
have,
in those kind of conditions.
Do you shoot with Canon cameras, Diana?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Doris can tell you how Canon cameras hold up to sand.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
That is not what I want to hear. Well, I'm planning. Okay, so I've been doing all this reading. And so I'm going to take 2 cameras. Unfortunately, I do have a Olympus that supposedly is more weather tight. However, I haven't used that camera in 100 years. And that would mean I'd have to bring extra lenses. And we're doing a lot of light aircraft travel. So I'm restricted to like 2 pairs of underwear and 1 camera. But
just wash the underwear out at night.
Yeah, and preferably not over the cameras. But so I don't know. I'm thinking of bringing but they said to use a long lens for the sand dunes. And I figured I'd leave that on 1 camera and just put the rain cover on it.
Well, Robert's got a bag.
Sorry?
Robert?
Yep. You just cut a hole in this for your lens.
Yeah.
And everything else is
sealed.
Yeah.
Sealed.
Yeah. And they said to take, and then I'll put a 24 to 105 on the other camera. And this way I'm hoping, I don't know, my experience, I got pretty sandy in the Death Valley, but but that was because I was sitting on the ground to try to capture dimension and stuff, which I didn't do very well. It was, let me tell you, my butt got burned. It was 114 degrees. Oh my God. It was, I don't care what they say about dry heat. It bakes you.
Well, this is not exactly the best time of year to be out there.
No, we were heading back to Vegas. And then we went from Death Valley to Vegas. It was like culture shock. Ding, 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 ding.
Yeah.
You know, I'm with you on that dry heat. I hear people, I tell them, I don't give a shit. Excuse me. I don't care what you say. It always feels like any minute my skin is going to erupt into a flame.
Exactly. Like your
Like
skin's
walking
gonna
in an oven.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it was, you know, and when the wind was blowing, it was interesting. Well, you went to Death Valley, so you know what we're talking about when we go over to that Devil's Golf Course, and then
Diane,
yeah.
Diane, I'm going to tell you, the reason why in Death Valley you were scorching is because when I went to Death Valley, I went with Jim, and Jim is cool.
Oh,
I don't
well,
remember
Jim
being
didn't
hot
invite
there.
me.
I don't know. When we went with Jim, it wasn't very cool. It was 105.
I'm going back in December.
Yeah.
I'm going back December 3rd.
Yeah.
So
We were there in April and it was not cool at all.
yeah.
Apparently, when Jim and I go together, things are cool.
Well, I mean, you guys need to invite me. This was like a private trip or something.
I was there in August 2 years ago,
Oh,
and it was running in the low 120s in the daytime, and the overnight low was 103.
Right.
Overnight.
And I
Oh,
was
man.
I was out at midnight on the salt flats doing night shots, and it was, you know, and it was 100, 104, 105. When I left in the wee hours, it got down to the low of 103.
Yeah, that's what it was definitely. I mean, I was looking at the temperature before we left, and at Mammoth, they were saying that it was, 70 degrees in the daytime and 30 degrees at night. So I had hats and gloves and yeah, wrong. Let me say, I lived out of 3 pairs of pants and 2 t-shirts and 2 underwear.
They actually have a 100-mile foot race in Death Valley days.
Yes.
My brother-in-law ran that. My sister said that it was like 130 in her car at the time he was outside running.
Oh, geez.
It's a 100-mile race. What do they get for that? A belt buckle.
Yeah. It's an ultra marathon. They also have bike trips. And at the hotel, where did you guys stay, Jim, when you went there?
Las Vegas.
Well, the last time I went, I actually stayed at just outside the south end of the park in that little town that, if you can call it a town, it has a saloon and a gas station and a motel.
An opera house. Yeah, an opera house.
I think it was called Paradise Hot Springs or something.
No.
And there was you had a choice. Hot or hot? Because
What? I'm sorry, you broke up. You had a choice of what?
Your choice of water in your room in the motel was hot or hot.
Yeah.
Hot spring. Yeah, the cold water was, you had to wait for the cold water to cool
Yeah,
down.
there was no cold water. We never got cold water. Yeah, and I was absolutely floored. We stayed at something I don't think it was called some ranch at Death Valley or something like that, which was billed as a 3-star hotel. My friend did not have a phone in his room. And if they would have to switch his room, they couldn't just bring a phone to put it in. And we paid $18 for a bowl of hot oatmeal.
$18 for the room.
Yeah, I mean, in the room, which was, I've stayed in nicer, Motel 6s, was $250 off season. I'm thinking this is nuts.
Yeah. All right, guys, we need to get started on the critiques.
So
Are we
again, if
ready?
anybody has suggestions, send them my way, please.
Okay. All right, here's the first of the assigned for critique.
Okay.
And Jim, your sound is a little weird. It's really muted.
Oh, stand by. I see what happened here. Hold on. All right, can you hear me now?
You're still kind of muted.
me crank up the gain on that. How about now? Is that any better?
That's better. Can everybody
Okay,
hear him?
Yeah, I had to switch audio sources there.
You're
Sorry.
tinny. It's
It's
very
not as good
tinny.
as it was.
Oh yeah, I'm not on the microphones I was on a minute ago. I had to shut off my audio mixer, and now I'm just working on the mic on my webcam. So, but if you hear me okay though?
Just barely okay.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll crank it up some more. All right, I've got maximum gain on that microphone.
That's better.
Okay. All right. Jim Hagan, this is yours, right?
Yes, it is.
Okay. The focal point in your image is not in focus. The grass down in the front is what's in focus, but you've given us a bullseye focal point of a mailbox. Zoom in on that, Lynn.
I don't have the photo. Do you all?
I
have
don't
it?
either. We're not seeing Lynn's
I have
screen.
Jim. I have Jim now. I have Victoria.
Now,
Not
let me
seeing-
stop. I'll be reshare it.
I was seeing it fine.
I had it fine.
Yeah, me
Now,
too.
do you see my screen?
Yes, it's better. Yes.
Okay. Can you see the image now?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, the mailbox is out of focus. The focus point is on the grass in the foreground at the bottom of the image, but that's not what you're trying to do.
Yeah, I cropped this out of an original image that the mailbox was probably, I don't know, 200 feet away from where I was, but it's actually sitting in a foot of water. I thought it was appropriate for the assignment. I didn't honestly notice the focus on the grass versus the mailbox, but as you pointed out, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, and I don't know if you were worried about getting your feet wet or not, but a step to the left would have
Absolutely.
Yeah.
broken the intersection between the tree and the mailbox,
Right here.
and
I'm sorry, the what?
Some separation.
There's
You're-
separation from right here. You got this, the mailbox is right up against this tree. So
Yeah,
if you
you're taking
taken a step a little to the left, you would have had a separation between the mailbox and the tree.
I got you. I was actually standing on my front porch and it was pouring, so I didn't move.
Should have hanged out over the edge.
No, that's cool.
Jim, your audio is very poor.
All right, well, you guys talk about this one and I'll fix that.
This way, I mean, Diana, you got the birds in pretty good, really a good focus. But the problem is it's the subject is not a rainy day. It's the birds are your main subject.
Huh?
Right, Robert and Jim?
Yeah,
Yes,
you're.
Lynn. Yes, Lynn.
It's the rain is not on stage. It's in the background. It's an accent and not a main subject.
Correct. It's a secondary element at best.
Oh,
Now the shot itself is a wonderful shot, nice emotion, great composition, the whole nine. However, when you talk about assignment photography, you want to make sure you cover the subject first.
bummer. Okay, so what would have so there's no way I could have made this shot work.
Well, you could cue the rain, you can cue the birds and put a whole bunch of water on top of them.
Right.
Yeah, if there'd been more rain, it would have been more rain related.
Okay, got it.
You know
I
what I'm
was
saying?
wondering why. Yeah, I was wondering why I scored that way. I was like, wait a minute, I thought that was
Yeah,
a really good
it's
shot.
a great bird shot, but it's not, it doesn't fulfill the assignment.
Yeah.
Well, I wondered too, if
Powerful
you'd
ring.
zoomed in on it and had like water dripping off the beaks or something, if it might have been.
Well, that's what I was saying, Victoria. If you
Yeah.
could cue the birds to put a spritzer on their beaks,
Yeah.
that would be great.
Yeah.
Well, there's one later where you can see the raindrops on the bird's head.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that got scored the same way.
No, it got scored better.
No, it was the
Didn't it?
22.
If you were to take a class with Nancy Lester, then you would have droplets off of the beaks.
Okay. Who's Nancy Lester?
someone who taxidermies her birds.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
No, he's kidding. She always had really good her birds posed, and so he always said that they looked like they were taxidermied.
I think they're just technophobes because we haven't seen them since the pandemic.
Yeah.
All right, do you guys have good audio from me again?
Yes,
better.
much better, much
Yeah.
better.
Okay. Hey, Lynn, this
Yes.
image that's up here,
Yes.
will you move up to the top left corner and then start cropping diagonally downwards, please?
Okay. Say when.
You're not in the develop module.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
Not on my screen, you weren't. Okay.
See it now?
All right. Now, other corner. Move your crop box up to the other corner.
Oh. You said left.
Yeah, I want you to keep from the upper left corner diagonally going down and, stop at the,
Is that what you're asking?
no,
No, that's not down. That's
no. Have your crop box be in the up. Yes, 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 yes,
That's what you're looking for?
yes,
Okay.
yes, yes.
See that, Karen?
Take those big distracting blobs out of there. You have a fantastic abstract going on with the wet screens. It almost looks like pixelated digital abstract art. That's great right there. You can adjust the contrast on that, Lynn, as well. And but those big blobs in the bottom of that were a big distraction to what you actually have going on here with this great abstract pattern.
Karen, are you there?
I'm here.
Okay. I'm curious as to why you included the bottom portion.
Because that was the water. It was the water outside that was the pond, and I liked the pond, and then the green grass, and then the sky.
Okay.
Obviously, I'm in the minority.
Welcome to my world.
I'm just trying to think of a way that we could. Yeah, I think there's just no way that that's not going to be glaring in your face.
Okay.
Now, let me at least qualify what Jim is pointing out here. You have the bright spots in the background. All right, those bright spots are not giving me any information at all, other than the fact that they're bright spots. Your screen is giving me a whole bunch of information. So since the screen is giving me all of that information, then why do I need the bright spots? Because bright spots, what they do is they focus your attention.
Yeah.
Without it, what you have is the brightest spot becomes the screen's water.
Right.
Yeah.
And it becomes a digital maze at that point.
What's
It's like
the contrast on that, Lynn?
like you can actually make this a part of a matrix screen or something.
Okay.
And increase the brightness a little bit.
Aaron, were you saying you liked the bright spots because
There.
they were the water and then you had the trees and everything just
Then-
now? Did I hear you say that?
You did, yes. Mhm.
Because when I looked at it, like I can't tell what's water or trees. All I see are colors.
Okay.
Because I don't know what's outside the screen, right? Because I'm not familiar with the landscape that you were photographing. All I see are colors.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it adds to the abstract because the colors actually make the water on the screen pop out.
Yeah, you could even pull that crop in from the right-hand side too, and take off about 30%.
Wait, before you do that.
Okay.
Go back. Do you see the TSA in there?
I see the
right-hand
essay.
side.
Yeah.
The essay.
It's right there. Where you want, Jim? Here?
Pull that right side in about 30%. Yeah, keep going. past the letters. No, keep going, keep going.
Oh,
Yeah, there you go. Bingo. Yeah. There's where I see the most fascinating and interesting part of that image, what Lynn just had up on the screen.
Okay.
There.
At the letter F.
All right.
And Karen, since no one else mentioned it, your audio is absolutely hideous.
Oh, we mentioned it 17 times.
My audio is hideous?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't.
Oh, Karen. Okay, my bad.
Maybe it's something with our connection tonight or something.
No,
No, you sound great.
you sound great.
Oh, okay.
Hey, Jim Hagan.
You bet.
Let me tell you, for me, in this photograph, you have a potential of a great photograph. However, compositionally, it's lacking. Here's why I say that. Is that yes, you've completed the assignment. I mean, no doubt, this is all about rain. But what would have happened had you gone out there and opened that gate to expose that mailbox?
The gate is open.
No,
Open
more.
even further.
Or walked
Open
over
from the-
here.
Open from the perspective of the camera.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I tell you, I probably would have got drenched.
Yeah.
Now that's the difference between a professional and a person who's sitting here listening to my critiques.
Well, nobody was going to pay me to go out there and get drenched. I'll tell you that.
And like I said, that's the difference between a professional.
Yeah, that was, I was just in my front yard right then, and it was obviously a lake out there.
But just imagine what that would look like. So
Yeah.
that 923 something would become a very prominent emblem in this photograph.
Yeah, this was open, all the way open. Yeah.
Plus you'd have a leading line.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Look at this
Yeah,
one
look
too.
at
I can't wonder how it would look if you were down low. Look at the water splashing up off the ground.
That's when you have to be dedicated for getting your image.
Yes.
In this particular case, I was more dedicated to keep my equipment dry. But
Robert has a good plastic
Isn't,
bag for that.
Yeah, use that plastic
those-
bag.
Those iPhones aren't that water resistant like I heard they were?
Oh, yeah, they are.
Well, then why is he afraid of getting his camera wet? Because it was an iPhone.
No.
Whoa. Did he not turn that? Oh,
Wait a minute,
Uh-oh.
you're gonna put up with that abuse?
That was a Nikon D5.
I'm sorry, it was?
Yes.
Not according to your EXIF data.
Yeah, not the 6mm it wasn't.
It says it's
Yeah,
an
what
iPhone
now?
11.
6mm.
iPhone 11
that's
Pro
iPhone
Max
11.
back camera.
I got my camera wrong. Okay.
Whoa. Oh,
I thought I took it
okay.
with my Nikon. All right, drugs.
That is,
On to the
according to
next
Jim
one.
Hagan, that is a new Nikon.
Diana. Oh, Diana. Why was this not designated altered reality?
You're muted. Diana, you're muted.
Okay, yes, sir.
Why was this not designated altered reality?
I didn't know I had to. I'm sorry.
The rain is totally fake.
Yeah, it is. How can you tell?
It's not on the bird.
It's
Yeah.
it's okay. Your bird is frozen in flight, 1/2500th of a second. Rain will never, ever, ever streak like that in a photo at 1/2500th of a second.
Right.
And the rain is all behind the bird, not on the bird, and not between the camera and the bird. There's a magical zone of no rain extending from your lens to the bird.
Busted.
That's
Busted.
Florida,
Wait a
man.
minute. Okay,
He was
okay, Jim
flying in front of
Hagan.
the rain.
Okay, Jim Hagan, you've been busted again. Wait a minute. No, not Jim. This is Diane.
Diana, yeah.
There's Diana.
I have shamed you, Robert, but I didn't know that. I'm sorry. I don't always understand the altered reality, but now I know what you guys are talking about. I tried really hard to get that damn rain on the bird, but it didn't work.
It still wouldn't have
Okay.
been streaked.
You should have thrown it off. I shouldn't even have gotten a 22. Then I got busted.
You need a hose.
Well, let me tell you, I tried with the hose and my husband finally gave up.
How many
And the
times
bird
have you
was
broken
not
down?
cooperating.
Well, if you're gonna do this, if you really are gonna do this, what you do is you take just what you just mentioned, taking a hose and go out against greenery and photograph the hose, the water coming from the hose.
And then put it on top of the bird.
Yes.
It would have been the same thing though.
No, it wouldn't have.
If you put it on top of the bird.
Yeah.
So it's like the
Yeah,
range
you-
between you and the bird.
Yeah,
Robert, you
still-
and I are
like I
gonna, sorry?
but you still wouldn't have gotten away with it on this one because, like I say, at freezing that bird in flight at the shutter speed you use, that rain will never
Right.
streak that far. The rain will be drops.
Yeah.
as
That's what I
in-
mean. It'll be more drops. That's exactly
Yeah.
what
As in your actual real picture of birds in the rain, where they are drops in the air.
That's right.
versus
That's
the
exactly
streaks
correct.
in the air.
Oh,
These
well, I would-
streaks represent a very slow shutter speed that you would never have frozen the bird with at that shutter speed. to
Damn, you
streak the
guys
rain.
know too much.
That is the problem.
All right.
See,
See, I know, and that's why he got that. Yeah, okay, got it.
he's got drops on his head. And it's what, 250th of a second. So there
And
is
it's got-
some,
And you see how at 1/250th a second, how small those rain streaks are?
Yeah.
And then look at how long the rain streaks are in the prior image that tells you very slow shutter speed, which you would never freeze the bird at the same shutter speed that you could get that much streak out of the rain.
Unless it was taxidermy.
The only reason I chose that particular rain overlay was because I was trying to get the storm attitude, and that's why I wanted to. But I'm busted.
What was the score on this?
Had you designated it altered reality, you wouldn't have been busted so hard.
Well, lesson learned. That's
What was
why
the
I
score on
come
this?
here.
I'm trying to find that score. The score on this one,
23
Yeah.
one.
I think it got like a
that's an award.
It's an award.
award. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
It would have been just a little bit better if there'd been a drip off his beak, I think.
Oh, yeah, run
Very
out there
nicely
with
done.
Limbo, put it on there.
Yeah,
The author is not here. Is he or she here?
I don't think so.
He, she, or they?
It's Steve, yeah. I didn't see him tonight.
Okay.
This is not a composite.
Okay. My only deal with this particular photograph is that the vibrance on the umbrella.
Mhm.
Did you add any?
Probably a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, I thought the rain could be more nothing to do with the rain, but by decreasing the vibrance on the umbrella and then the rainbow, it would make it more about the rain than about the umbrella.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wanted to see all of the flaps or none of the flaps. Seeing part of the flaps was a distraction for me.
I'm in agreement with both Robert and with Brian on that.
Oh God, no! You can't do that, Jim. No, no.
Well, I tried it like that and it just didn't, it looked weird without the flap, see? I
It
don't
does
know.
not.
Oh, okay, I wanted it, okay.
I'm fine with that.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and,
this-
and yeah, I agree with Robert that the umbrella was just a little too, a little too strong in the color pop versus
Okay.
the rest of it, which unbalanced it slightly.
Okay.
It's a great composition.
Mhm.
I really like
I
that.
mean, we
I
walked
really
out
like what
onto
you
the
did with that
beach
one.
at Daytona and I saw that rainbow and then I saw the rainbow umbrella. I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe that. It was actually something I saw.
You know, I have this thing about, you know, they say in the Bible you shouldn't have false idols or more than one God. But apparently, if you shoot as much as you shoot, if we shot as much as you shoot, Lynn,
Yeah.
then the gods are favorable to you.
Okay, well, I hope so.
So you've been producing a lot of great work lately.
Thanks. I try. It pays to be retired.
Not my 401k.
Moving on.
I got the K, but there's no 401.
Okay, Lynn,
Yeah,
grab your crop tool.
okay.
Start pulling down from the top until you get below that black blob.
Yeah.
I was gonna do
Stop.
that.
And then come up a little bit. There's a nice panorama right there.
Yep. It's a little bright.
Oh, very nice. I like what you just did, Lynn.
Yeah, I lowered the highlights and did a little
Mhm.
contrast.
Yeah,
Then the bubbles come out more.
yeah. That's a lot more, that's a lot moodier
Who
with
shot is
what we
this?
just did with that adjustment as well. Lynn.
Fine.
Lee,
Lee,
Yeah,
I'm surprised.
Can
I'm
you hear
very
me?
surprised.
I was gonna crop that down and I should have, but
I am very surprised that you produced an image like this and brought it in that light without the contrast.
sorry, Robert.
You won't do it again.
you don't do
It
anything.
won't happen again.
See, you and I can go into timeout together.
This one needed some cropping, I thought as well. The sides are somewhat distracting to me with the tree.
Yeah, that skinny tree that's out of focus is a big visual distraction in the foreground of that image.
Yeah.
Okay.
Another one that needs a lot of contrast.
Okay.
No, get off of there. Get off of there. Yeah. Oh, come on.
Oh, you just took a picture of me.
Lee Wen,
Yeah,
Was there- was
I'm trying to learn what you did.
I was going to say, was there any particular image that inspired you to create this?
Well, yours, you said, I asked you, how did you get that photo? You said you studied in the rain 40 minutes. So when it rained, I drove to Tarpon Spring, put a raincoat on, covered my lens, waiting somebody pass by.
You nailed it.
Yep.
You absolutely nailed it.
You found the lady with the
Your
pink
patience
pants?
paid off.
Well, yeah, she first walked from another store, but she had a big grocery bag with her. So I said, geez, but not good. Then she came back without nothing in her hand. So that was so happy.
So, yep,
Did
nailed
you
it.
make her go buy those pants so it would match the building?
No, I was so surprised. I actually didn't pay attention when she had a dress on. I just waited somebody can pass by there.
I mean,
Because I just know this building so well. So I said,
nah,
come
you
on,
paid,
somebody walking by.
you paid her to go put those pants on, I'm sure.
Well, I came back and I told HJ, I said, look, she had the pants with same color.
You don't know how much I smiled when I saw this one, Lee Wen.
Now, Lee, tell the truth now. The first thing it is, that person's an actor. The rain coming down was a water hose off to the side. You made her walk 15 times back and forth. You cued the smiling poster in the on the side.
And you had her stand there without moving.
So I'm gonna tell you right now that I know that you are going in the way of the Lesters. Absolutely. And the thing about it that's really weird about this is the numbers.
Yeah. 777.
So she hit the jackpot. Nobody saw that, didn't they?
No, I didn't. I mean, I know their number, but I didn't think about jackpot.
Hey, Robert, you nailed that one. That was a good one. I was muted. I did laugh, but I was muted.
Yeah. So there you go.
Awesome. This is great.
Thank you.
Great shot.
Which one? This one right here? Oh, the last one. Jack.
I was referring to the last one. I mean,
Okay, okay, great.
that was a great composition, and the whole thing just came together. Scott, I still believe she paid that woman.
I need to go back, find that woman. She's one of the stores.
That is so beautiful.
The other thing I noticed is that if she would have been in front of the building of the same color, it wouldn't have worked because the pants would have just blended right in.
Yeah,
Right.
absolutely.
Well, that's what she was waiting for, to get into the door frame.
Yeah, I waited and she get a door from there, and then later there are other two people pass by, but their clothing is black, so it's not good. But there are not too many people, but it was because it's raining, so there are not too many people there, which also
Told you,
good. Yeah.
If you shoot a lot, the gods will favor you.
All right, next one, guys.
We got a problem right here.
Okay.
Got a major problem.
Oh.
I'm not sure if I can share my screen.
You're a host, you should be able to.
All right, let's see if we can do this. Let's go to, are you seeing my window right here?
Yeah.
You see some bridges.
You do see some bridges? Let me get to her
See
image.
Sylvia's
right here.
shot.
Okay, we got Sylvia's shot up front here. Okay, let me move that back and move it to, let's go to here.
Nope.
Let's go to one more.
And you got to pile it up there.
Yes, let's go to this one.
There you go.
All right, I need to know what you did in these areas.
Okay. You know that Photoshop has that, you know, the background is actually some building there. It's a building behind it. Those of you say the gray area.
Mhm.
So I feel like it's too distracting there. So I used that Photoshop has that sense to make the background more blur, make the front more, you know, show up more. So I think that's what happened where you point out. That's what I did.
Okay. The reason why I point this out is because when we look at this, we see these problems.
Yeah.
All right. We see those problems, and we especially see it like in these areas down here.
Oh, the uniform there.
Yeah.
Okay.
And look underneath his chin and above his hat.
Okay.
All around his
I
face.
see.
Yeah.
I got it. So, yeah, so it's from that, it was the first time I used it. So I thought that maybe can just, you know, don't have that distraction from the background, and that's what I did.
Okay, I'm just pointing out.
Yeah, now I see. I need to
whenever
magnify that to see.
Whenever you do this sort of thing, make sure that you go in at 100% and check all around.
Okay, thank you.
What is that tool though? I'm just curious. Is it the blur tool? Is it the blur tool? I thought it was a great job, but what do I know?
No, it was the you know, I don't remember what that called, but it's on the under the filter. I think it's under the filter.
The blur?
Yeah, but it makes your background blur, but it make your subject more prominent. But this case, like Robert pointed out, and now I see what happened.
Yeah, the selection wasn't very good.
So they didn't select that well.
Yeah.
So that case, actually, I'd rather not do it because it's not too bad because they're not that blur. But I just thought in some way, if I can make that not that, you know, obvious. But this looks this make it worse.
When it does it provide a mask?
Well, like I said, I don't know.
Yeah, check it out. If it does provide a mask, then it's easily correctable.
It was just like a new feature showed up on my phone, and I said, "Oh, I try that." So then, so that's what I did, and then I know what you point out. So that's good. And then I know what happened.
Okay.
Awesome.
All right, I've stopped sharing my screen.
Oops. Next.
Grab
This
your crop
almost
tool
looks
again,
like
Lynn.
the house is on fire. Can you see it?
Oh,
Grab your crop tool for me, Lynn.
Okay.
All right, pull in from the left till you get just about from the left, not from the corner, from the left. Yeah. A little more. Keep going till you get past the black, almost to the car, but get past the black. A little more, a little more, a little more. Stop. Back up just a hair. Yeah. Okay. And then bring it up a little bit from the bottom. A little more. There.
What is this in front of the?
I find
what
that a lot more, has a lot more visual impact to it.
It's very weird looking. Almost looks like the car is on fire.
Mhm.
It's a tree.
Oh.
Like a or one of those really twisty tornadoes is about to suck that
Yeah.
car up.
It's the splash from the truck that kind of divided that whole thing.
Yeah.
I
Covered up
I
part of
just
the
found
tree.
this. I find this very much more has a lot more visual impact than the original view we were looking at. Can you hit like letter Y, Lynn? Isn't that like before and after? I guess not.
In order to do that, you have to make a snapshot.
Yeah.
And
we can do this.
Lightroom provides you that ability to make a snapshot of before and after.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, you can
Just
do that.
use the history.
Yeah. Yeah.
On
See
the
the
bottom of
difference?
the screen, down where the boxes are, all the way the bottom edge of the frame, right there. Is that different views of the? Now the next one over to the right.
No, it just tells you. Yeah, you.
Okay, I thought it was a before and after.
Oh, wait a minute. If you
It says before and after. Just see this before and after. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. All the way. Yeah. Yeah.
No, it's not doing anything. Yeah, it's not doing anything.
Yeah,
Anyway,
that's
get through
weird.
this.
It won't do it if you crop it. It'll
Oh.
only show you the before and after of your crop. If you crop anything, that's what it's doing. But snapshots will give you what you're asking for.
Huh?
Whatever. All right.
The great thing about Zoom is you don't know who.
So what is that stuff in front of the car?
That's a tree.
Huh?
It's a tree.
Oh, nice.
But the water just makes everything refract. It looks weird.
That's a fun shot because everybody would be talking about, you know, what's happening, what is it? So it's really interesting.
That's why we love these camera club
And
meetings.
again, Lynn, grab that tool. There's a see that big white blob at the bottom bottom center. Just pull it. Yeah, there you go. Thank you. Just get rid of that white blob on the bottom.
I thought this was a very funny type of Ghostbuster thing.
There's a fantastic face in that lower white blob.
What if you put that in there on purpose?
I did, yes. No.
Yeah.
Little pareidolia going on there.
Yeah.
Hey, Jim, I take it the way you said, get rid of that white blob, that you didn't like that at all.
No, I did not like that down at the bottom of the composition.
Sometimes it's hard to tell how Jim feels.
Yeah, this makes better. Next one.
Jim, tell me, how did you come up with this, your title?
Like a lot of people, I had been trying to catch a lot of rain. I mean, it rains every day, but sometimes it rains so lightly, even though you can see it. If you take a picture of it, you can't see it. But this was a downpour.
And I absolutely do not see any ducks.
That's why I asked about the title.
Too wet for ducks.
I'm saying, give me a reference for that.
Well, I would have to get maybe like a diptych or something on a normal day when there are in fact ducks around.
I don't know. I thought the title was okay.
Yeah.
Maybe a composite from the F.
Because if there were ducks, then it wouldn't be too wet for them.
See? Yeah.
I know, but why introduce ducks and say too wet for planes, too wet for lilies, too wet for
Not only
whatever.
that,
Because ducks like water.
as Jim Hagan said, it's too wet for photographers too.
Too wet for fish. You don't see fish.
Ah. These are all good ideas. I may be submitting one of these in general for the next 12 months with different titles.
Okay.
And to be honest with you, it's just what came to mind.
And there's like some blurs right here.
Yeah, I was removing some distracting artifacts. Like
Wait. Okay, hold on. Let me get it straight. You were removing some distracting artifacts by replacing them with some
blur.
Distracting artifacts. Well, I'll tell you what though, at least the new distracting artifacts he put in look like raindrops on the lens. It looks like he got his lens wet.
Yeah.
That's possible. That's possible.
Yeah, so if you gotta do that, then you need to use a clone and use something that's not blurry,
Yeah.
something like that.
Well, in my defense, I can only say I've been kind of sick, so.
Okay, all right, we'll take that excuse. All right, guys, let's move
Thank you.
on to the assign,
To the
In
general.
the general.
or general, I'm sorry. It's late. It's been a long day.
Yeah.
This is awesome.
Retired people never have a long day.
This is really good. It's Steve's. He's not here tonight, I don't think.
Then I won't say what I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's a F7.1. And it's taken with a 210 millimeters, and yeah, this part's not in focus, but it's a lot of the rings are in focus, and the bug's face is in focus, which is awesome. The only thing I would have done is kind of getting rid of some of this garbage on these leaves, because they kind of pull my eye away from the bug to a certain extent. Any other comments?
Nope. Nicely done.
Okay.
I thought it was good. I like it.
Go for it, Robert.
You did focus.
Yeah. Okay, in the interest of time. I would have loved to see if you could do that same recrop
Mhm.
and then pull it out to the left, pull it to the left more. Give me, yeah, all the way to the left. And so what I'm getting at is that vertical deal that you put in there, it forced me up instead of out. Giving that bird somewhere to go. And I would have even used more of it. But by going up top, you're pushing a visual this way up instead of in the direction that it's going.
Yeah, it definitely, makes the bird more prominent as well.
Absolutely. It's a small thing, but in this case, where you've captured such a moment, to destroy it by shooting with your iPhone.
No. This is Steve's as well. Awesome shot.
Beautiful.
Well, I know Steve.
He was here last month.
Okay, gotcha. I wasn't here last month.
Mm.
Yeah. I like how he carried the depth of field from the eyes through the just
Yeah.
about through the talons in that.
And it's f7.1, which it's hard to shoot that high of a f-stop when you're shooting birds.
I
Got it.
if I'm not mistaken, that the camera he's shooting that on is one of those micro 4/3 cameras, so that will give you more depth of field at
Yeah.
a lower f-stop than a larger sensor camera, if I'm not mistaken.
Leica is a micro four thirds for sure.
ISO 3200.
Yeah, like
Is that what Olympus is, Jim?
Yes,
Okay,
my name's not Jim, but yeah.
okay, that's okay.
and Doris's neighborhood in a couple of weeks.
And
I,
the bridge too.
I love your placement of the human figure, Lee Wen.
Oh, yeah.
That's the cherry on top in this one.
Yeah.
I loved it and I didn't even notice the human.
Yeah, me either, to be honest.
There is a
I'm with you,
problem.
Brian.
There is a problem.
Mhm.
Oh, Houston.
That's
Oh.
it.
Oh,
Missed
That's
it.
the best.
What else,
Yep.
Brian?
Okay,
yeah.
okay. I'm gonna clean up.
I'm just saying, if you're gonna send out something this beautiful, don't make it dirty.
The rocks.
And I would
This-
also, hey, Lee Win, I'd get rid of these little branchy things sticking in down here too.
Okay, all right.
This is Christmas card stuff.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, beautiful shot.
With a little, I mean, I would probably go just up with the color a little bit, maybe.
Now the back, yeah, that vibrance is really nice on that. As far as waiting, did you wait for the guy, or is that HJ?
No, no, HJ was shooting. I don't know where he was. So, because they were slowing so heavily, so we were just find our spot.
So how long did you wait to get the shot?
Well, it's both sides. So I turn around and the person walking goes through the bridge and go there. And I thought, oh, here goes, there's somebody coming. Because at first, nobody there. Yeah. So this one didn't waiting too long because it's early.
When you say too long, what do you wait 2 days in that spot?
No, I think Lee Wen carries her own cast of characters with.
Absolutely.
She put, she's got a whole clothing bag she brings along,
Yep.
like that guy. Remember, I'm seeing a trend here with her shots. She's got that one person on top of her sand dune. I mean, seriously, I'm telling you, she brings her own people.
They're realistic blow-up dolls.
When Lee Wen travels, there's a semi truck right behind her. And all kinds of-
I'm
I
just
wish.
jealous, Lewin.
All right, on to this.
I mentioned in a comment on this is that if I would take down the saturation of the greens in the background, I think the green is competing with the red. And also right beside the food itself, there was a white something.
Yeah.
That
right
I
here.
can take that, I can get rid of that so I can concentrate more on those two items, which is the lion's mouth and the saliva and the food that it's about to get.
Would you do this? No, that wouldn't work.
I would light or darken that upper right-hand corner too, or
Yeah.
the right-hand side.
Yeah, this.
There's something amiss about that upper right-hand corner.
Yeah, there's something right in the very corner there.
Oh, yeah.
There's a very sharp edged
Yeah.
line,
Right here.
something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know.
but
Boy, that's a good catch on that shot, though.
beyond all that, the humor value of what's going on in here is fantastic.
Mhm.
Thank you.
That's a shot that makes you smile when you see it.
Yeah. Like,
Karen, were you in the safari in Southern Africa or Northern Africa?
You know I was, Southern Africa. Yeah, it's called Busch Gardens.
Yeah, the south side of the Busch Garden.
some kind of Busch Gardens.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, it's 8:45. Let's move along.
I think we're gonna make it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Although very, Brian,
Yep.
why so much contrast in this?
I guess I submitted this because it didn't turn out as well as I wanted to, and I wanted to get feedback. My concern with the shot was that there was too much white. Okay, I see what you're saying.
Wait, I'm sorry. Did you just say what I thought you said?
You've been thinking.
The white was too bright, and I tried to get it down.
Okay. The white was too bright. I thought you just said it was too much white. I was like, man, what are we living in? What times? Okay, great.
So all we did was turn down the contrast, and we got rid of the overly white.
Well, you can bring down the whites, but the contrast, the whites look whiter because of the heavy dose of contrast. You can have contrast, but you don't want to have it all throughout. You want to selectively put in contrast. So when you shoot in contrasting moments, or like in the middle of the day, you can actually take contrast with digital files and reduce contrast in certain areas and then hold them in other areas where it's prominent.
Now push the exposure up a little, Lynn, the overall exposure. Yeah, there we go.
And it's a much different photograph.
Yeah.
Much different. And the
Big
humor
improvement.
is there that you're trying to portray.
Well, that's why I submitted it for this information.
Yeah, I mean, you had too much
okay,
roof. Too much roof is showing.
Brian, make a screenshot of those settings.
Okay. Wait a second, I can actually do that.
Can I make a suggestion?
Yeah.
Can we try a black and white real quick?
Just wait for
Oh,
me.
yeah.
Oh, yeah,
that's
let's see that.
Even better.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Hey, okay, yeah, I got it.
But now what you've done, Jack, is you've confused him. Here's why. Because he just copied those settings to use on all future shots.
He can make 2 copies now. I didn't like the rust on the bicycle there, and I found that it was too busy.
Yeah.
By making it black and white, you don't appreciate the rust as much, and now it's less busy. You got more white to look at. It's got a lot of white now.
Good about the crop is that the viewer is going to say, "What the heck is that?" It doesn't really. It's not obvious that's a roof.
Whoa, Brian. You are not in the heads of your viewers. You're in the head of Brian, what Brian wants to portray.
Brian wanted to portray that some guy went through all the trouble of putting this stupid motorcycle with this skeleton on the top of his garage roof. That's what Brian wanted to portray.
And that's what you did, and it's humorous. And what Jack has brought about here is a very great solution to what you've to your image, which is converted to the black and white, which kills the contrast and makes it more about the humor.
Okay. But I still think that it's hard to tell that's a garage roof now.
Who cares if it's a garage roof? If I have more of it or less of it, it looks like a roof to me.
Good.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not about the garage. It's about the fact that a skeleton is on a motorbike.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's true.
Brian, I'm going to say it in a group, and I mean this seriously. At some point, you have to let go of the technical analytical mind and go with the creative side of you.
Yep.
Because it's there.
It is there.
I mean, it's funny that the guy went and put the skeleton on the motorcycle, but it's even funnier that he climbed up. I mean, he had to lift that thing up onto the garage roof somehow, and so I just thought that was part of it.
Well, then show the entire garage if that's what you really want to say.
Yeah. No.
Halloween is right around the corner. You got to start early. Okay, moving on.
Yeah.
I thought this was lovely. I like this one.
I really like this shot. I want to hear what the critique was.
I actually don't like the stuff on, well, I shouldn't say I don't like, but on the right is too much for me.
Oh, I like that little thing sticking out with the light coming through it.
But that big white streak on it, I didn't like.
Well, I guess you can tone that down, but
Yeah, I agree with burning down the white highlight in the leaf, but I do like the diagonal balance created in the composition by having that that piece in the lower right and that diagonal line that is there, not that white one that Lynn is burning down, but the other diagonal line that's the edge of the leaf that runs between those elements. Yes, that.
And you know, but the leaf or whatever that is that's in the lower right, that one, I think that's very cool looking.
Looks like a reflector.
Yeah.
I would darken up this one, either get rid of this one or darken it up because it's competing with that. And then I would lighten this one up even. I think I'd lighten this up a little more.
Yeah, I agree with Lynn.
Okay.
I'm happy with the fact that both the lily flower itself and that piece down in the lower right both have enough sharpness in them to balance each other and create some visual contrast between them.
Thank you.
Now, I'm going to tell you, I see this differently than what's been said. I saw this as two competing subjects.
Yeah.
I would have much rather have had that lower right dominate without the lily in this entire photograph. With just that piece in that lower right as a composition. It won't work if you do it in this manner, but that lower piece there extending out without the lily and in this composition would have worked for me.
Okay.
I see two things competing for my interest, and I'm trying to figure out which one do I stay with.
Mm-hmm. And that's, yeah, and there's where we differ on this, because I do in images like this once in a while, I embrace that concept of visual tension where you bounce back and forth between the elements.
And if I just make close out my part of it, I do love visual tension. I do like the fact that you can bounce back and forth in here. I find that in this case, the depth of field beyond the lily is what distracts me in that interest, because I have three elements now that I'm bouncing.
I won't argue with you about that. Yeah, and that could certainly be softened up and leave the eye with the visual tension between the two foreground elements with the diagonal between them. Yeah, I agree with softening up that background and not have that third element.
I tell you, Jim, this is gold for me. The fact that you and I are arguing a point, I love it.
All right, you done?
Yes.
Okay.
So clean, I like.
Now I'll tell you on my end of this, the composition is really exquisite. The color and palette, what's it called? It's not complementary, it's analogous.
Yeah.
Is working for me. However, in the composition is just a little loose, meaning that the leaf and the flower could be a little closer together or a little further apart.
Okay. If I lowered myself a little bit.
Just slightly,
yeah.
And let it cross over. It's just at that point where that roundness of the leaf right there is cutting into that piece, and I would rather it cut in just slightly lower.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree with Robert, if more than just those few petal tips were intersecting, if it were more of an intersection overlapping there, it would be, I would agree with that. But it's still a very lovely image.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It's very pretty. What is that above the leaf at the top, the black?
There is something up there you could up in the upper top upper right. There is an area that could be burned down up there. There is a distracting element up there.
Yeah, it's a beautiful image, but I noticed that my eye went to that a little bit.
Yeah, that white spot straight up above the lily on the edge. Yeah, right up there.
Right there? Oh, okay.
Barry, this is your first time here?
Yes, that's Barry's first idea.
Barry, before you head out, and before we conclude, I'd like to hear your comments about what you've experienced tonight.
Let's finish. Let's finish
I
this.
said,
though.
I said before
Okay.
when we get to the end.
Okay. Move along.
Yes, I would love to do that.
Thanks.
Brian, you cut off the top of this thing, the lines. Why? And it's really tight. And by the way, just crank up the vibrance. Or go down to the just crank up the vibrance for me. And the saturation, make those a little more red. I just think you're too narrow on this, and I don't understand why. Okay, you're muted. And I love the fact that you're muted, but not this time, Brian.
So now I'm bothered by the top two. I don't know why I did that.
Yeah, because you've got stuff at the bottom you don't need.
Yes.
And you should have had more at the top. I mean, even
just independent from what we're talking about with the image, but the image is a good example to point it out. Lynn, if you go, can you zoom down in where those white lights are bright down there? I mean, see the big hazy blobs and the streaks down there, Brian?
Yeah.
If one thing to think about when you go out and shoot at night is when you start shooting in multiple times during the night, condensation and things can build up on your lens. Keep wiping that lens, keep wiping that lens, keep wiping the lens, and you can eliminate these things, these artifacts that happen where there's high contrast from a bright light source in your image. That halo, that hazy, low contrast look, that's you really want to keep your lens clean when you're shooting at night in high contrast situations like that.
All right. As to the narrowness, I think it was to remove distracting images and focus on the light.
I'd be okay with the narrowness if there were a little more breathing room at the top and the elements weren't cut off. It's a pretty neat. It has some nice visual impact though when you first look at this. Is that somewhere local? Is that something around here?
Sarasota, downtown Sarasota, at about 3 o'clock in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
Brian.
Yeah, I.
3 o'clock in the morning.
It was more like 2. There were still people leaving the cars down there.
He's got an old girlfriend down there in Sarasota.
I went down there for a late night photo shoot. That's why I went.
All right, come on, guys, move it along. It's getting late.
I believe you.
My God, we're gonna turn into pumpkins at 9 o'clock. What the heck?
There's probably a slightly tighter crop in this as well, but I'm going to tell you, as a landscape goes, this is beautiful. It's got the elements: foreground, middle ground, background, great leading line. Let it, nice, very nice composition.
He knows what he's doing.
Well, I'm going to do this thing again.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Go for it, Robert.
And I'm going to tell you right now. Wait a minute, hold on, share. You see it?
Yeah.
You see the screen, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
You see that crop there?
Yes.
All right, now the boat becomes very, very, very prominent.
Mm-hmm.
And Jim is alluding to a tighter crop. There it is.
Do you see that?
Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely does make the boat more prominent.
And your lead in with the grass in the foreground is just great.
Thank you.
Okay.
Can you see my screen?
Yes, now we can.
What bridge is this, Lynn?
It's in Daytona.
Oh.
We were shooting the other bridge, which has got all these gold lights on it. It's really ornate bridge. And then I turned around and looked at this and I'm like, oh, I kind of like this one too. So,
Mhm.
I don't like that you cut off the top of the building there.
yeah,
What,
right here.
Yeah,
This is nice. This is whether it is or isn't the case, it could be what we were just talking about on Brian's picture earlier. If you notice, there's two lights just off center to the right that have those really extended beams coming out of them that don't match
Yeah.
the other lights. That's
Yeah.
probably a case too of, just needing to
Well, it
wipe
was raining,
some
so it was
condensation
probably
off the
was
lens.
wet.
Well, yeah, there you go. Okay, yeah, there was moisture in the air, condensation collecting on the lens, and yeah, there was condensation on the lens in that area where those lights are that cause those extra long streaks that
Right
don't
there.
match the rest of the lights.
You actually have a picture of the other bridge where my whole lens was covered with drops, but I kind of liked it. Having all the
Oh.
drops on there, it kind of made this weird kind of abstract thing on top of the bridge.
Yeah, sometimes that's
Yeah.
actually cool to let your
Yeah.
lens get wet and get those abstract looks.
Lynn, was this on a tripod?
Yes,
Okay, because you said it was in the rain, so
yeah, it was in the rain on a tripod.
yeah, because that's a really slow speed. It's beautiful.
God, Sylvia.
Dilius is awesome.
Oh,
Sylvia,
yeah, that's a beautiful shot to me.
Sylvia, we got a problem.
Houston, we have a problem.
Jim, you have anything to say about this?
I want to hear what you have to say now.
there's a big plus sign in it. Thank you. You put that zoom thing on the photo.
Okay. I would have loved to have a complete lead in on the left-hand side of that handle bar.
If I'd have stepped further over, you think?
Yeah, or a little bit further, step back.
That's really
Okay.
picky.
I know here's why. The front element is the establishing element of the photograph. So to give me something a little more complete in that front element, you can then
Right.
crop off all the pieces in the subsequent elements.
Okay,
So
I see what you're saying.
keep that in mind if you're going to lead with something. That's one of the reasons why you've seen in our heard in our critiques is that if you have an item and it shows fully on one side, then it's cropped on the other, we already know what the other elements are. But in this case, it's a lead-in element to all the rest of the elements. So that's one of the reasons why that a little bit of extra on the left-hand side would then complete the lead-in to that entire array of bikes.
Okay.
Yes,
I
it is not going to make or break this photograph. It is me being picky. And the reason why I'm being picky in this particular case is I want to tune your eye to not only possibilities, but variabilities.
Hey,
Is this-
Sylvia,
Yeah,
Yes,
go ahead, Jim.
do you have in the original image more to the left to do what Robert is asking?
Yeah, because this is a square crop.
yeah, I don't think I do, but.
I
Okay.
think you do.
Because
think I
if you,
do? Maybe I do.
because I was just going to suggest to you, since this is such a lovely image and you may want to print this or do something with this, as a suggestion, if you do not have in the original additional handlebar on the left side,
Right,
make half of the black of that handlebar disappear, in
okay,
in
yeah,
this. And,
Yeah.
just make enough of the handlebar disappear before the edge to give the idea that it's,
will help a little
not
bit.
extending
yeah.
out of the
Just
edge.
up there,
I'll check it.
I'll
yeah.
say this too. I appreciate the fact that with all those black bicycles there, that you picked one with a blue tire for your lead-in to be distinct and separate from the
Okay.
rest of those black bicycles that lead away behind that.
And that's exactly what I'm trying to bring about, is that you have distinguished a lead in. And because you have, make it the hero.
Right, right. So, okay. Thank you very much. Uh-oh, here we go.
We know he's got this one because we saw it before.
I know I'm coming to the principal's office. I saw it there.
This is not something that you could have done anything about, by the way, Sylvia.
Okay.
I just wish that that track would have been completed to the left of the train with some lights.
Train.
On the bridge, you mean?
Yeah, on the that whatever that is, it just stops abruptly for me. And because it stops abruptly, it divides the composition.
Yeah.
That car hadn't got across yet.
Yeah, I think it may have been the cars with the slow shutter speed, just the light streak.
Yes, and to complete that,
right,
forms. Now here's why I say this, because the composition is asking me to look at the bridge and the castle. By stopping in that corner with that abrupt light at that edge, it's forcing me to stay in that corner.
Okay.
Whereas if you look at the right side has if the lights go completely to the right, goes all the way to the right. When I get to the left side, it goes to a dark area.
Okay.
So when you get to a black in a photograph, it says stop, especially when it's against a light.
Robert, what about if you cropped it?
I think the composition is going to be slightly off unless you crop it from the right as well. So let's say you did crop it. You'd have to crop it from both sides. But I think the crop on that side over there is going to. Oh yeah, okay. You just extended the light out. Extend it out, or clone that track out further.
Yeah, that's what I would. Yeah.
Bring the bridge out to the side, the whole area that.
Yeah.
To the side. Okay.
Yeah. Because I want to be able to enjoy the symmetry between the bottom of the bridge and the castle up top.
Right.
That won't work.
I didn't actually notice that where the bridge starts. You have that dark area. I see what you're saying. I kind of missed that.
There we go. Now we're talking.
Yeah,
now we're talking. Now take a look at this image. Take a look at this image. Put this in, tap the letter F for me, please. Just tap the letter F. I need to see this full screen. You get what I'm saying now?
Yeah, I see it. Yeah. I didn't see it before, but I definitely do see it now. It does make a difference.
And so now I get that bottom portion. I'm looking at all the information there, and that bottom portion, that yellow and that orange on top, they are now bringing me into the photograph. Who did that, Lynn? God, Lynn, you're a genius.
Yeah, Lynn, come in with me.
Wait a minute. I'm sorry, Lynn, you're not a genius. I'm the genius.
Yeah,
that's right. That's right.
Okay.
Ready?
Yeah.
Anything else? Right,
No,
Jim?
no, that was it. That was it.
Good.
Jim?
I'm good.
Okay.
Thank you.
The shadows are extremely blue. Yeah,
Yes.
thank you. Extremely blue shadows.
So the dogs were blue.
Yep.
And do one more thing, run a gradient at the bottom, a gradient, and just open up the shadows a little bit, or just draw them in, either way. It's actually a radio would do it a lot better, right across the dog's face. Yeah, just open up the shadows just a little bit there. There we go. Nice. Have anybody noticed that Fong is scoring higher these days?
Yes.
Get there.
Yeah.
Just a little bit of work, Fong, and this is also a picture. You don't need that guy's knees sticking in there, and we don't need the waves either.
Yeah, well, I appreciate it. I think she
Thank
was
you.
trying to make the point that he was taking the photo of the dogs and they were posing, but maybe if you were going to do that, you'd need more of him. There may not have been enough.
Absolutely. Sylvia, you hit it on the head.
Yeah.
I think they're taxidermy dogs.
And I cannot believe that the dogs are all looking in the same direction.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I got the point she was making with him. The dogs were posing for the photograph, but I think she needed more of the.
Yeah, we got,
That's
his
correct.
nose sticking in here and his bangs and.
Yeah,
There's an awkward intersection of the
Yeah.
person's heel with the bottom of the frame.
yeah, yeah.
One thing I'll say that I liked in this image was the sense of motion in that wave.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
100%.
And it wasn't exactly straight, but I almost feel like we don't need all of this.
Huh?
I'm gonna, I'm
Put the
gonna
boat
say
back
that,
in. Get the horizon back in with the boat, at least. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I really
Okay.
like the color at the top, but the clouds are cut off too much for me.
Yeah.
At the top there, those clouds at the top, you need more of those or none of those.
I think because the that orange is reflected in the water.
Yeah.
A
yeah.
little bit of that orange at the top that we know is being reflected in the water, but muted a little bit, not as vibrant as we see it up there to really take you up to, to keep your eye at the top of the frame. Mute that
Okay.
down to, to match the mood of the rest of the image. Yeah.
absolutely.
Mm-hmm. And then even if you added some vibrance to the orange at the bottom, that would even bring it a little bit more into balance.
Got no vibrance in there. We'd have to brush it in.
Yeah, you have to brush it in. You do two things. You can do the temperature and you can do the saturation.
Yeah,
Okay.
right there.
Yeah. So it keeps you at the wave. It keeps you at the wave, and then the boat gives you the sky.
Good?
Yeah.
Good.
Is
Good
there
one,
any
Diana.
possibility of having just a skosh more room to the left where that rock touches
agree
the
with
left
that.
side of the frame?
The only way I could have done that was to add, I don't know, there was a yucky rock on the other end of it, so
Mhm. You could.
I could add canvas.
You could extend your canvas just a tiny
Yeah.
bit, and content aware fill
Yeah.
would take care of that for you.
Okay.
It's a pretty.
Or just
shot, Diana.
or just chop off the last edge of the rock and reshape the rock.
Would it be better like that? No, that looks terrible.
I tried that.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean actually just make that last edge of the rock go away and reshape the edge of the rock to leave a space there. You could do that.
I'll add
easy enough.
canvas.
Yeah, that's probably the easiest. You could 2 or 3 clicks and you'd be done with that. But this is a this is a lovely image.
Yeah, very pretty.
These rocks down here are a little too dark for me. I'm just opening up the shadows just a tad.
I tried to get those, Lynn, with just brushing it in, but they just were not responding.
Well, I just did it with just opening up the shadows right here, and that's all I did.
Really?
Yeah. See?
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, it's
cool.
You could play around with it a little bit, but yeah, this one, especially this one right here at the corner, was way too dark.
Yeah.
Next. Caesar's. Caesar's still here?
Caesar, are you with me?
I am with you. Always with you.
Just give me a little bit more room on the top.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't have it. See, that's what I'm saying. I don't have it there.
Well, you could add the canvas up there too.
Yes, just a little bit. I'm coming in for a landing, and I don't have a sense that I'm coming out of the air. I have a sense that I'm caught just landing.
Like you just jumped over those weeds.
Yes. So I more of a sense of something. I'm coming down.
Yeah. Good, good catch on the eye though. You've got a catch light and it's in focus.
Thank you.
And
Yeah,
hey, Caesar, you need to start not stripping your metadata so that we can see how you're shooting this stuff.
Okay.
Well, in Caesar's past life, he was a stripper of metadata. of metadata.
Metadata, okay. This one's awesome.
Oh, it's a great shot. Ooh.
Is that snow?
I was going to
That
say
is
that.
snow.
Is that snow or rain? Snow?
Yeah, no, that's.
You need to clone out the plus sign on the right side of the wing there.
See, I was gonna submit that on the, as part of the assign, because I remember Robert had previously said that snow was a precipitation, what was a precipitation. So I was gonna include that, but then a week or so ago, there was some discussion on the theme, and you guys ruled out snow, so I didn't include it.
Well, the problem is that the bird is the predominant subject anyway. So
You're right. Excellent, outstanding point. Outstanding point.
So you put it in the right place, Caesar.
Good decision.
Yes, you did.
Yeah, I was actually up on a hill, and the ground was a little, well, it was obviously below me, but the eagle was coming straight toward me.
Awesome, great catch.
And I just love that. The eyes telling you, dude, don't make my picture. Don't make my picture.
Yeah. Well, eagles have a tendency to look like they're mean anyway.
Great shot.
All right, guys, that's it.
All right. So,
Thank you.
Barry, if you'll grace us with just a moment of your assessment of your experience of this club.
Sure. I'll stick around.
Go ahead.
Now.
We're listening.
That would be good.
Oh, I really enjoyed it. This is exactly the kind of thing I was looking for, especially the commentary. You guys can see so much in these images, and I feel like I need to grow and learn. And I saw some of the elements, but there's a lot in those images that you guys picked out that as soon as you said them, they were obvious and really, really helpful. So I'm really happy. This is better than I expected it would even be.
Soon you'll have Robert and Jim's voices in your head when you're shooting, just like all the rest of us.
Yes.
And you'll be cursing them too.
Yeah. I spent a lot of time post-processing and struggling with some of the same decisions, how much space to put in, light and dark, and all those things. And it's just great to get to hear other people's opinions about these things and how they would handle them. And especially, like you said, how they would handle them differently. Sometimes not always in agreement, which is great.
Yeah.
And speaking of which,
I have Jim and Robert in my head all the time.
Yeah, that's great.
And I'm gonna let you guys know I have a date picked out now. I'll do it the night of the 29th. I'm gonna do another potluck like I used to last year, potluck photo dinner, where we just bring your images in and critique and work on them and help out with them like that. You know, kind of the taking up where the old Genesis program
September
left off.
29th.
So I'm going to do another one of those, and I'm targeting the 29th. I'll send an email out to everybody on the list to let everybody know and give you a chance to, think about what you want to submit and to schedule to be there. I miss doing those and want to do one again.
Yeah, this is something that's totally separate from the club. It's something Jim does. And yeah, we did it for what, maybe 5 or 6 months last year?
Yeah. And we, it's very similar, it's based on what Robert started at his studio with the Genesis project, which, which hasn't been able to run. So kind of filling in a little bit of the gap of what's missing there.
Is this September?
September the 29th.
Yes.
Okay.
And for those that didn't do or aren't familiar with Genesis, and basically we're doing the same thing only on Zoom, is we put up Jim puts up an image, and then the community, everybody contributes to what we think should be done, kind of a little bit like the critiques tonight, but we're taking a raw image and taking it to a place. And sometimes we do alternative places. So kind of gives you an idea. What
What's
time?
that?
7 o'clock?
7, okay.
Yeah, 7 o'clock. And I will send out an email with all the details of how I want to, what I want to do, starting up again with that. And I've got I have the website where everything was going before. All the prior recordings of the other events are on there, and I'll link to that, and all the new and current information will be there as well. And that'll get put out, across the board, TBCC meetup, and it'll be open to everyone.
I was glad to get your email with the class you had, because I missed it last time.
Yeah, I missed the last one too.
I noticed, I noticed there were a lot of people, and I think you were one of them, Victoria, that RSVP'd on the meetup site, but did not actually fill out a registration form, to tell me that you wanted a link, and so that your name would appear on the moderator's list to let you in from the waiting room.
I didn't even get the meetup thingy. And I was at the other class because I asked Lynn, because I reached out to Lynn that night.
Well, he sent it out to Google, all the people in the club, because I got it. It was sent out to the Google group.
It went out, it went out to TBCC and Meetup. It went out independently to both groups. Now, just so you know, like I said, I'm basically going to redo part 3 tomorrow in the studio. And once I get part 3 redone, all 3 parts are going to be, put up online with the accompanying notes.
That'll be awesome.
Yeah.
So
thanks a lot, Jen,
you'll still get to watch if you want.
Cool. Thank you.
By the way,
all my cool tripping and falling around the studio's it wasn't recorded for posterity. Oh, rats.
There's issues with it. There's issues with that.
And Barry, thank you for your comments and being open and somewhat trying to boost my ego. So thank you.
Well, thanks for welcoming me.
You're welcome.
Definitely signing up, and I'll be back.
Hey, did Lynn, have you gotten Barry into the Google group yet?
Not yet. I haven't gotten his email. I'll put his email as soon as I get the information. I'll go ahead and put it in the Google group.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Hey, thanks everyone.
I'm going to dinner, guys. Goodbye.
Don't forget the donation button on the website.
Good night, guys.
See you,
Good
Gary.
night, everybody.
Bye.
Good night.
Thank you.
Good
night.
Another great
Jim.
meeting. Thank you.
Hello?
Jim, what
Somebody
time?
calling me?
I am.
Leslie?
Yes.
See you, Alan. Bye, Alan.
Bye, Robert. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Thank you again.
I just wondered what time.
Leslie wants to know what time tomorrow.
Oh, I guess you didn't see my chat message, Leslie. 10:30.
10:30. Okay. Oh, that's perfect. Perfect. I have to pick up
Okay.
some plants in Riverview at 9, so I'll just stop on my way back.
All right, great. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yep. 10:30. Oh, I see it now. Yeah.
All right. Good night, guys.
Good night, everybody.